So you were the mastermind behind the success of Dropbox.
Because
I was using Dropbox back then.
I would say
it was you who got me.
I would say that my most important thing I did was pick Dropbox because it was a really good product. The team built a really good product. And so, yeah, I can't add very much value if the product isn't great, if the market opportunity isn't great. But because the product was great and the market opportunity was great, then I could build the engine to get lots of customers on there. And so I started building that engine, and a lot of A/B testing, a lot of, building the analytics and really studying the customers. So my biggest thing when I went to Dropbox was, this looks so good, I don't want to break it. That was my biggest fear. And so before I ran even one experiment, I ran surveys every single day. So there was 100,000 people on the private beta. So I joined the week that it became publicly available, but 100,000 active people. I took that list, I broke it into 100 lists of 1,000 people.
Okay.
And every day I ran another survey to understand them better.
So you divided like 100 groups.
Yeah.
And you started doing surveys to different groups and test something different every day.
Just survey, just to understand. I didn't want to change anything till I really understood what was working and what wasn't working.
But you divided into 100 different groups to try different things into the groups or something?
Just for surveys. So if I asked them a question, and I got an answer, immediately I would have 5 more questions. And so it was important not to send the survey to all the people.
To everybody,
Every answer I got led to more questions. So
it was like different questions to
different questions, groups. And every time I got answers back, it's like, wow, if that's the case, then I wonder about this. And so and then at the same time I built or defined what the tracking should be so that we could really understand how users were moving through the site, where we lost people. And when I took all of those insights, then I came up with what are the first 10 tests we're going to run.
And what are the most important questions to make to your clients to really understand how you could improve all the metrics when you're trying to study?
Yeah, so there's 2 things I'm trying to understand. One, I'm trying to understand success.
What do you mean by success?
I'm trying to understand the customers who love this.
Okay.
Why do they love it? How did they get started with it? What were they using before? And then I'm also trying to understand failure. When we lose people, why do we lose them? And so if I can understand success first, then that tells me, okay, this is the prototype. I want to create this 1 million more times. And so that's where it becomes really important to understand
it. Look back, man. Look back. How can we talk with a dinosaur walking?
That's why I'm glad I'm on this side.
That's crazy. Okay, sorry.
That's okay.
So you have this success on one hand.
So the way I understand that, the survey question I asked for that is, I asked them, how would you feel if you could no longer use this product?
Okay.
And then I give them a choice. I say, very disappointed, somewhat disappointed, or not disappointed. And so I'm studying all the people who say, I would be very disappointed if I could no longer use this product. And they're the ones that I'm trying to recreate that. And so if I can understand that, that's the success. And then who are all the people that look like them that never reach that state? And why are we losing them along the way? And so that's the information that I used. And the data as well, like where are we losing lots of people? I use that information to come up with 10 experiment ideas to drive improvement. And the reason I didn't just do one and then another one, is if I do 3 and they all fail, the team will say, why are we wasting our time on this bullshit? So I really wanted to have 10. If I get the team to commit to 10, then I'm certain there will be some successes in these 10 experiments. And so that was what we did. I convinced the CEO that, it took me maybe a month to come up with these 10, but I convinced the CEO, let's run these 10 experiments. And then the CEO and I could explain to the engineers why these experiments are so important. And then based on those successes, the engineers are all math people, and I said, of course we need to do this. Test, you're going to figure out better ways. And so then almost every experiment idea after those first 10 came from the rest of the team, and it just built this early culture that, so Dropbox was actually the fastest SaaS company to reach $1 billion in revenue. And we did it like with very efficient cash flow positive results all the way through. And I think it was by really getting this whole team understanding the importance of testing and learning, and truly understanding customers. And by doing that, we ultimately were able to build a really valuable company.